Good afternoon and welcome to Moneycontrol. I'm Karunya Rao, with me is Manisha Gupta, and just one day to go for the FOMC meet outcome and the budget.
And the OPEC meeting.
Oh yes, the OPEC meeting as well. So lots of activities and events to watch out for. And just a day ahead of that, we want to put the spotlight on metal prices and why metals have sort of retreated from the highs. What really is triggering that?
Strength in US dollar ahead of the FOMC meeting, and it's not just that. While of course tomorrow is going to be one day because we'll be looking at all directions here, but then come Wednesday and Thursday and Friday, and you have the Bank of England monetary policy meeting, you have European Central Bank also meeting up, you also have the US non-farm payroll data coming up, so it's going to be a very heavy day, a heavy week rather, and then you have key economic data coming in from China and US as well, so not one day where you have less than 2 or 3 important events to watch out for.
What an eventful week, and like too much happening all together. But impact wise, which metal or which basket within the metals pack has seen the most impact?
So Karunya, when we started this year, we started with some recessionary fears that maybe you will be looking at slower downgrade in sense of demand, but that hasn't happened, and instead markets started to look at China reopening, and that led to a surge of buying. Is the reason that even if there is some decline in many of these metal prices, we still are up by 8 to 15% for many of these metals for the month of Jan itself. The current profit taking has come because you've seen that surge from China reopening already come in. While the inventories are still low and you have strong demand continuing right now, but the markets are now sitting on sidelines awaiting all of this data, and there are so many speculative money managers positions being created in so many of these commodities that after every event you will see a knee-jerk reaction and markets trying to go long or short. So it's going to be quite jittery the rest of this week.
So how are they split? I mean, who are the big, the more resilient ones, the big outliers, and who are likely to be most hit or the worst hit?
So when you look at the industrial metals itself, I would still put my bets on copper and zinc. Aluminum has come down quite sharply, so have lead and tin, which had gained quite a lot as well. When you look at copper, you have just about 2 days of global consumption worth of copper in the inventories, that is on LME and Shanghai. So once this week is done with, you will see some support come back in sense of prices here.
And interestingly, that this trend is not something that precious metals are mirroring, because gold seems to be on a third straight month of gaining streak. Why so much resilience there?
So that is because the inflation is still elevated, even as it has come from its 40-year highs. It's come off those kind of levels. But the strength in US dollar seems to be weighing here as well. So when you look at the month of January, that was in the last week itself, we saw a high of $1950 an ounce. We are trading at $1,915 an ounce right now. So that $35 has gone out of the market because people have taken profit ahead of the US Fed. 25 basis points is factored in, but the commentary, the guidance, and the fact that the ECB and Bank of England might hike rates by 50 basis points is something that the street also is looking at.
Okay, so well, there you have it, an update on what's happening in the metal space, and this is going to be a very, very eventful week, and we could see some fluctuations, right, from even these levels, so watch out for that. And we, of course, at Moneycontrol will get you an update on all the big outcomes of the week that are lined up for the next 3 to 4 days. So with that, it's a wrap. Thank you for watching.